think Luka's revenge is going to be sweet, and it's going to take some time, but he started it phenomenally last night against the Lakers, against the Mavericks. It's just instinct to talk about Luka as if he's a Maverick still, but no, this is real. And despite only shooting 6 of 17, he had a very impressive 19.15 rebound, 12 assist, triple double, where he played awesome. And he and LeBron played awesome off each other, especially in the fourth quarter. And it's just clear how terrifying this team is going to be at a level that we've just never seen on the offensive end of the court. I don't know how you put into words how impressive this is going to be, because when Luka is your initiator for the most part, which he was for the most part last night, that does a few things. Number one, that forces teams to be in rotation because of how much attention he requires when he attacks the rim and gets into the paint, and all of a sudden you're having to show 3 bodies at Luka, but he's able to make the perfect read every single time, whether it's flipping the ball over his head, no look cross court to the hash to an Austin Reeves for a corner 3, or pump faking 3 times in the paint and then kicking out to a guy behind him on the other wing who's able to catch and attack. The amount of different things that he is able to do as a playmaker is terrifying. And when the guys playmaking off of his passes are guys like LeBron James, when you're having to rotate to LeBron James, that is going to open up the door for him to be so aggressive and so effective attacking the rim or just catching and shooting off the ball. And we saw that multiple times down the stretch in last night's game. The amount of defensive attention that Luka required opened things up for easy Bron buckets, whether it was an easy catch and shoot 3 after they kind of played hot potato for a second and Luka drew 2 on a post up, or Luka again drawing attention in the paint and flipping a lob over the head of the backside defender, which for Dallas, to be fair, wasn't a tall backside defender, especially when they were drawing like Dwight Powell into the action, who was the only real center the Mavs had. It opened up the door for these backside lobs and things to Jackson Hayes, which are going to be there against a lot of teams, although maybe not quite to the level that they were in this game. And then you have Austin Reeves as your third option on the hash, and you're gonna have to deal with this team all the time. LeBron and Luka are going to play 20 minutes a game together, but even so, one of them is going to be on the court at all times, and for most of that time, Austin Reeves is going to be on the court too. So it is very much a pick your poison situation. You never get a break defensively. There's always going to be a generational transcendent star on the court and real co-star help pretty much all the time as well. And I mean, Rui Hachimura is going to be the fact that Rui is so he's so tertiary in the defense, in the minds of defenses at this point, that he's going to be able to do a lot of what he did last night, which is wide open shots, drive to the rim and use his physicality. Again, attack a closeout, attack a rotation. You are not the priority of the defense, which means you're getting the lower quality defenders guarding. You're getting less defensive attention and rotations off of you as well. And that's going to open up the door for him to be consistent and efficient the way that he was last night. Not extremely efficient, but he played a really good basketball game across the board. And I think, again, played his role really effectively. And the most terrifying part about it is that the fact that they don't have a center on the court for more than half the game on the offensive end of the court doesn't matter at all, because their offense is so good with the ability for Luka to drive into a paint that does not have, it's not congested by other players. So Hayes not being on the court for a large portion of the game didn't really matter. He was effective and efficient when he was on the court, but when he was off the court, you're spacing the floor at a high level with guys like Dorian Finney-Smith, who might be moonlighting at the 5, or with the front court of Hachimura, LeBron, Dorian, who are kind of all switching duties and playing the 5, but all have length and versatility and athletic ability. And when you have LeBron and Luka, you have 2 of the best rebounding guard wing type players that you've ever seen in the NBA, and that's going to help to stabilize the rebounding numbers. And they actually out-rebound Dallas by 12 last night. And again, Dallas doesn't have a real center either besides Dwight Powell right now, but they've been now a few games in a row, they've been rebounding the ball pretty well despite not having a big. And I think the spacing that they're going to be able to provide is going to be really, really useful, whether it's Gabe Vincent is the 5th guy, or Dalton Connect, or even Jared Vanderbilt, who was 2 for 3 from 3 tonight. And he's going to, if he can knock down threes with consistency, he's going to be a 20-minute per game guy down the stretch of the season as well. Dorian Finney-Smith didn't shoot the ball well last night, 1 for 6, 0 3 from 3, but again, still he's out there playing defense, making an impact, 8 rebounds as well, playing that big man role in a lot of ways. And I mean, Luka defensively was awesome. 3 steals, 2 blocks, was not getting taken advantage of one-on-one whatsoever. I cannot wait for the media's opinion on Luka Doncic to shift, because I think it will pretty dramatically. Because he's just, I've been saying it for a couple of years. He's underrated defensively, and if you watch him play consistently, you'll see what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, the NBA world is going to be watching Luka Doncic at a significantly higher clip, I guess. He's on a lot more national televised games now, and he's also just in LA, and so the media is going to love him. He's the new media darling of the NBA. Does that give credence to the idea that all this stuff might have been arranged prematurely at a higher level than we're aware of? Yeah, maybe. Would I be shocked by that? No, I would not. But either way, I think it's very valid to say Luka, in the situation that he's in now, is going to get so much more coverage, and I think people are going to have an opportunity to appreciate what he is on the defensive end of the court more, because he's really smart. He's in the right place at the right time a lot. He's really good with his hands. He gets his hands in the way of a lot of passing lanes, pokes the ball free. He's very wise on anticipating what an offensive player is going to do. And he also just like straight up stonewalled Kyrie a couple times last night in one-on-one. He has a tendency of legitimately, when he's trying hard defensively, he just doesn't get beat off the dribble nearly as easily as people think. He's actually a significantly underrated defender. And yes, there are highlights of him getting cooked. Every defensive player gets cooked. And Luka's not the best defensive player in the world one-on-one, but he's just a lot better than the liability that the media has made him out to be the last couple of years. I think he is an average to above average defensive player, and I think the numbers support that, and I think that is going to be another help for this Lakers team, because they're going to be better defensively than people are expecting. We can tell that already. They're already playing consistently high level defense. They had an incredible game plan for Jokic. And then against the Mavs last night, again, it was the same story. A lot of contested shots for Dallas, a lot of inefficiency from Dallas. They shoot 44 threes, 38.5% from 3, which is really nice efficiency there, but hit some tough shots and did not shoot well from inside whatsoever. The Lakers were extremely inefficient from 3, but still shot better overall as a team, and got to the free throw line more as well, which again is another thing that Luka is going to do at a high level. He's going to create the free throw line for himself, and he's going to again create opportunities for his teammates to attack and out of position defense, which is going to create free throws for those guys too. Helps with overall efficiency of the offense. This is a team that offensively is going to be absolutely terrifying. I don't know how you counter this. I just don't think there are any teams in the league that are truly well positioned enough to actually consistently counter this team. You have to have so much defensive depth, and there's only a couple teams in basketball that even have a chance, and those are teams like the Celtics and the Thunder, who are two of the best teams in basketball, and the two best teams in my opinion, and two best rosters probably come playoff time. So look, we'll see what happens, obviously, but this Lakers team looks well positioned to make a deep run in the playoffs. They're 35-21, 14 games over 500. They've won 9 of their last 11, and their 2 losses were basically, I think, feeling out games in a lot of ways for Luka, where he really didn't have his sea legs under him yet, and his efficiency still is amazing, but he's starting to really find himself in his groove. They are now tied for the 4 seed in the West with the Houston Rockets. They're 2 games back of the 3, and actually 2 games back of the 2 as well. And again, doing all of this with 26 to play as well. Plenty of opportunity for the Lakers to get all the way up to the 2 seed in the West, and a top 3 seed for LA will put them in position where they would play OKC in the conference finals, and it feels very realistic that they could absolutely end up getting to that conference finals. Would they beat a Jokic or a Memphis or a team like that in the second round of the playoffs? Who knows? But do I think they have a real path to getting there? Yeah, 100%. This team could win the finals this year. Will they win the finals? That's a whole different story. I still think they're 3rd at best, and realistically 4th right now at best, but behind Boston, Cleveland, and OKC in no specific order. And then after that, you have the argument of the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Knicks, some other teams that are in that second tier. And I don't know who the 4th best is, but the Lakers are certainly staking their claim to be among the best teams in basketball. So I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment and subscribe. Be back with more NBA content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.